Take a seat, take a breath. Got a feed that decides life and death. Every chart is a mountain, a meme, a decree. Is this genius or mass lunacy? So with me, down this wild mentality, where a frog with sunglasses screams we're early endlessly. Oh, see, bulls and bears and fantasy, every post's a prophecy. It's nothing made to beat. If you want to read what passes for a master plan, simply click and flick your thumb across this broken land. Want to know which way the winds of crypto might just be? Oh, scroll with me. One says up, only friends. Next says this is how it ends. Someone's calling the top, someone's buying the dip, someone's typing a thread as their last relationship slips. Scroll with me through the fear and ecstasy, where a chart in crayon gets 1,000 hearts for free. You'll see every hot take, every plea. I was right in 23. Trust the vibes, ignore the spreadsheet. If you want to gauge if hope or panic's in command, if they're building castles or just castles in the sand, want to test if we're all early or just fantasy? Slow with me. Is it signal? Is it noise? Are we traders? Are we toys? Every candle, every coin is a cult you can join. Go with me, let the chaos be our key. Read the mood like it's a map to some great mystery. You'll see faith and doubt in harmony. I'm all into, I'm set free. In one day, in one same tweet. If you want to know if folks are brave or out of time, if they're quietly convicted or have simply lost their minds, then my friend, you found the perfect place to start this stream. So scroll with me.
G scroll to all who celebrate. It is Friday, July 10th. You get it. You get it. You know, you're here. You get it. But for those of you who are like, dude, I totally get it, but like, could you maybe explain it to me? But I get it. But could you explain to me? Then my name is Dude Lifts. This is Scroll With Me. This is where this is a collective. This is not a solo endeavor, though I would do this solo without the camera on, to be fair. As a matter of fact, that's actually what happens. This is just what I would do. But now it's just, broadcast for the world to see. We scroll crypto Twitter, NFT Twitter, AI Twitter, all kinds of Twitters together to understand the vibes, to separate the true from the false, to see what's legit, what's not, what's bunk, all that jazz. So let's get into it. Like I said, we typically go for about 30 minutes or so. So we hit it to 9 a.m. at Pacific Standard Time or Mountain Standard Time, depending on what time of year. But let's get into it. Let's let it rip. Let's see here. Gonna turn on the fan a little bit. It's getting a little toasty in the old office here. We got Warner here, says my biannual DGen play with Henry the Grape and Cyberkongs drops the contract address. There we go, Warner. That's the type of shit we love to see. Full disclosure, my bags. But no, I really appreciate what Cyberkongs is doing just as far as like on-chain experimentation. It's interesting. They tried, the strategy tokens came out and they're like, we're going to do Death Star, and we're going to do a weird. Now this is Dumpster, and so there's lots of complex tokenomics, but I minted my bag. I get a silver bag and then I staked the bag. And I don't know, it's like a little lottery ticket. Maybe I win some Solana, maybe I don't, who knows? And I guess while my lottery ticket is staked, the token price could increase. But I mean, I ran the numbers. The airdrop is nothing crazy for bag holders. You definitely have to buy if you want to capitalize on that. But it was free money. So, and like I said, I think what they're doing with the on-chain experimentation is interesting. I encourage everybody to experiment on-chain and push the boundaries. So, very cool. And that's my fancy way of saying my bags. Yeah. That was a good one. All right, let's see. Yo, dude, it's Blake. I didn't even know if Blake was doxxed, even though I posted a photo of him. So just realized that I probably doxed him. But he's ripping some packs. Never mind. I was about to say, does that say Pecosies? That's so fucked. Let's continue. All right. AJ Dominic is giving away 25 and some. Are we surprised? No, we're not surprised. Mickey did this contents batch, dude. Shout out to Mickey, one of the goats of motion design. Yo, this is sick. Oh gosh, this reminded me. There was an on-chain game called Captcha. It was so fun. It was Minesweeper combined with WorldCoin and Float. Speaking of on-chain experimentation, it was so fun. God, why did they have to fuck that up? Why do they have to mess that up? Dude, shout out to Neuron from Solana. If you've ever seen, and I know Neuron does much more than this, but specifically, if you've ever seen like a Solana Accelerate, Breakpoint, whatever, and you're like, wow, how do they get so many clips out? How do they get so much content out on the day? It's because this man's locked in a closet. So just a good follow, regardless. I realize that I used to say that all the time on Scroll With Me. I'd be like, dude, this such and such good follow. Dude, Kuya just said G Scroll in the chat. So G Scroll to you, sir. But I also didn't even give a shout out to ZB, who dropped some hearts, some sparkles, some diamonds in the chat. It just didn't catch my attention at first because it wasn't a G Scroll. But sparkle diamond heart to you, good sir. And G Scroll to all who celebrate. The Crash Dummy is my favorite card in the Pioneer set. Yeah, this is cool. I did like, and I think I commented on this maybe on one of Cab's posts. I like how it's going to be the wrong word, but they essentially like anthropomorphize their digital collector sets. So they're in these foil packs and these boxes and things like that. And it feels like a physical TCG drop. And I think people resonated with that. Oh my God, this should be a keychain. That would be hilarious. Let's see. 95% of people think, dude, paid. You ain't gonna get me with your AI paid partnership. You ain't gonna get me. Just got access to the OpenSea mobile app thanks to Paul Guerra TV. And dude, yes. It's good. It's good. Am I using my OpenSea mobile app as my primary thing to trade on chain? Yes. Well, am I? Well, I think I'm minting more things these days, so maybe not. Some are on OpenSea, some are not. I don't know. Want to be truthful, you know. ZB says G Scroll. Yes. Yes. Let's keep going here. Mr. Bond is #1 at binary explanations. It's a rare skill, honestly, but as we know, it's more nuanced. What a great way to introduce J-Bond. J-Bond's always saying some shit that's just black or white. It's just like, this team's doing this. This team isn't. These guys suck. These guys rule. And is doing it all the time to a degree that's honestly impressive. But then you have someone like Sir Joey layering on top, adding the nuance. And that's what we love to see. That's what we love to see. Let's see here. Yo. Hey, look at this, Haas. Look at this little Doodles AI GM that, dude. I see you. I see what you're doing. I see you cooking. All right, let's give a little refresh here. Let's get some freshy tweets on the timeline. Robinhood Chain is taking over. Flipped hyperliquid DEX volume with 433 million in 24 hours. Cash Cat is the new Doge. Hood Rat is the new Bonk. I just want to do Hood Rat things on chain with my friends, I guess. You know what's trippy is like, here's the thing. I mean, we hold these truths to be self-evident. Some of these things are true. It probably did flip hyper liquid DEX volume. I was watching some of the market bubble clips with FaZe Banks and Ansem yesterday, mostly because Luca was on there. I thought that was interesting. But people will just talk definitively about things, and I'm just not typically a fan of that. It's usually because it's like of the times, right? Like, and so like all these things are true. They will probably be less true next week, but people will be like, this is the future. But what I will say is what I'm realizing now, looking at Chris, looking at all this stuff, it is a really interesting confluence of things that's happening on Robinhood chain. One, it's this massive fintech app with its own L2. Like, Base has been trying to push like bottom up because Coinbase trying to break into fintech. This is the opposite. And I'm looking at this now, and I think we saw some of this with Mensa. Is we're in a new age of like AI UGC for meme coins. I'm like, Chris just made this video. I'm like, it's slop, you know what I mean? Whatever. But I don't know, but it also like may work with the kind of like GME crowds on Reddit and stuff like that. And just people can just make more content. And like this is sloppy, but it has like stats and interesting stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. And it just what I'm getting at is it allows people to bag work in a new way. And so like the confluence of all of those things is interesting. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay, we're saying Alex is building, looking for editor recommendations. Just recorded a banger. I'd love to add some extra sauce to. If it works out, could be a lot of work on my daily series. Will need to be someone. Drop your work below. I'm just going to tag our boy Drew from Web3 because he's the goat. Because he's the goat. And how can I not? All right, here we go. Here, notice how OpenAI and Anthropic use deeply narrative-driven human stories to showcase a product, not the latest in AI-driven content the tools can produce. Yes, this is real. The best marketing is deeply human and intentional. I don't disagree. And you'll be seeing some of that from me soon. Okay. Introducing Rarible Unsealed, our new live stream series. Oh, looks like live streaming is popular. Who could have called that? 173 episodes later. I am acting like I invented streaming. I really didn't. But streaming on Twitter, though? Just saying. All right. Introducing Rarible Unsealed, our new live stream series. Oh, yeah, so they're going live. We just read that. All right. Figgy says, oh, yeah, Bored Apes. I remember those. You're damn right you do, Sally. Every single time. Rent-free since 2021. Bored Apes or Lindy. Yeah. Sick. I like that. All right. Polymarket. Piles of garbage from Taylor Swift's wedding have sold out after being listed for $25 a bag. Stop. We live in a society. That's wow. Okay, this is hilarious. I will be attending the inaugural MetaDAO owners meeting in San Francisco. I always joke about how nobody attends the shareholders meetings for stocks and how on-chain governance is similar. NFT boy proved me wrong. Showing up to the in real life governance meeting. ZB says dump star. That is so real. The memes write themselves. All right, let's see here. So someone, I guess, Min says 10 rules to making a lot of money online trading. I stopped watching after Min Dynasty told me I need to have a wife or girlfriend to make me a better trader. Making millions, sure, but don't ask me to do the impossible. I will say that being in a relationship, now married, has made me a better person all around, including my ability to generate value from a variety of sources. So I don't disagree. I don't disagree. Say Pan good morning, we'll cut the rope. Or we'll and wait. Oh, okay, because the Bears below. Okay. They fucked me up for a second. I thought it was the first guy at the top, and I was like, yo, what are you saying, bro? But they're saying Bears get fucked. And we like that. And we give a little refresh for the freshy tweets because we're getting some salty shit in there. Zach Brenner, CJ Brenner, OpenSea team says, yes, it was fun. Can we make wait, stop. Sean Witherspoon times Pokemon Center, July 23rd. Oh my gosh, right. It's right before my birthday. What dude, we got patchwork corduroy Pokemon, practically Shishiko Gal looking ass. God, those are nice. Those are nice. Sean Witherspoon. He does it again. That's nice. Gonna have to send that to Mrs. Doodlips. I'm just saying. Wait, a website that turns a 1 second Bitcoin chart into an actual war? Wait, that's incredible. Also, there's a 1 second Bitcoin chart. What? But I love this. Inventory planning equals solve. Sean Frank, CEO of Ridge, as in Ridge Wallets? Maybe. Says AI has basically automated the demand for forecasting, factory coordination, shipping timelines, and Excel work that used to require huge teams and bankrupt companies who got it wrong. Damn. I mean, I can believe that. I was at some point talking with my my brother, who's he's the MBA. He's the brain, not your boy. He was doing some work for Amazon, and they were doing all kinds of stuff with shipping logistics and inventories and all this stuff, forecasting. Fascinating, this scale at what they work at, honestly. Very interesting. 9 to 5 is how you survive. I ain't trying to survive. I'm trying to live it to the limit and love it a lot. I mean, definitely a quote from somewhere, but if there's only a fungible liquidity layer coming for a vertical influx of browser-based games we're going to see in the next 3 years. Oh, things we love to see. I know I post One Piece nonstop, but don't forget, and then Epic Pokemon Collection. That's sick. Dude, shout out to Uncle Eddie, because I think if I understand his product correctly, he's essentially building his Slabs app is just a front end on top of Collector Crypt. Like, I think maybe you can curate the gotchas or something. I'm not entirely sure how that interaction works, but I'm like, that is the ultimate kind of like crypto permissionless distribution dream. It's like someone else builds a protocol layer, you can build apps on top of it, and if the network effects are great, then everybody wins. And that seems to be working. Obviously, it's super short term, but I think that's awesome. So, dude, shout out Uncle Eddie. Shout out Collector Crypt. This episode brought to you by Spindrift. All right. 1 hour to launch. Lock in. Dumpster. Finally managed to snag the grail I've always wanted, the very lucky black cat of V-Friends. Dude, collectors collect. Good for you, Loki. Good for you. GM Ippy. Dudes will say, I know a spot and take you there. I think this is the Raposa Coffee at the Miami Heat Stadium or something. That's hilarious. Love that. J-Bon, once again, J-Bon with a definitive black and white statement. It says, believe it or not, these are the only ones left in the NFT space right now. Am I on there? Nope. Am I offended? No, because I'm not that self-centered and I'm not that self-important. Don't give a shit. But dude, is that Paunch in the middle? Dude, shout out Paunch though. Hell yeah. I love how J-Bon said, don't worry, he didn't even put himself in there. That's great. Love that. Oh my God. Look at this. Look at this little Bitcoin puppet. Dude, I got a McDonald's squashmallow the other day. I'm keeping that shit on ice. It came direct from the McDonald's conference. I haven't been able to find other copies online. I mean, it's goated. It's the Hamburglar squashmallow. McDonald's collectors be crazy. I'm just saying. Wait, what is this? We're introducing our new audio to MIDI model. It takes a finished recording, identifies the instruments, and returns separate. It breaks it into the stems. Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude, the shit happening with AI is fucked, bro. It's so good. It's so good. So good. Claynosaurus times Zax. All right. Digital here says 500 players tried Azuki TCG at Anime Expo. We caught up with some of them right after the games to hear their first impressions. Sick. Good work, Digital. Incredible. Incredible. Tiger is fine. Says, I'm like 800K impressions away from monetization requirement. Maybe I should try to hit it. Should I reply, guy? Oh. Dude, wish I had that sweet monetization trip. You know, maybe Nikita Beer wants to enable it for streaming at some point. I put in the hours. You know, just saying. Just saying. Pokemon is releasing an 18 karat gold Snorlax necklace that costs $6,000. Yep. 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 Wait. Chemistry Bro is back? No. Chemistry Bro makes some of the best, like, custom one-of-one vinyls I've ever seen. Chemistry Bro. Chemistry Bro is back, baby. Yes. That's so awesome. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Lambo Land says, bring back white papers, bring back building things that matter, bring back multi-decade long missions. The more we can take inspiration from Satoshi, the better our industry will do. Yes. Yes. The call sheet knockout bracket. Dude, I don't understand what does EtherFi say? EtherFi is self-admittedly terrible at marketing, so let me do some marketing for them. Here we go. Last month, we shared that 50% of assets were in non-restake positions. The number is now 80%. 0 slashable allocations and A+ ratings from independent risk audit firms. Security is a product, not a feature. For those of you who may be watching, EtherFi is a great digital bank, neobank product, crypto first, very security focused, great team, OG team. What they're saying is that now more assets than before are not looped, more or less, rehypothecated, which makes them less likely to have liquidation risk, be affected by other protocols fucking up. And so it's just probably a good thing. So good job, EtherFi. All right, we've got Alex's building talking about the videos that he was just talking about. AI business ideas, day 3. Make your yearly salary in 4 months. Oddly specific. Got my attention though. By training teams how to use AI. Honestly, yeah, it's a real thing. Honestly, yeah. Yo, okay, Ape Church. That was terrible. And maybe it's an omen, but so Ape Church, from my understanding, is essentially a casino on ApeChain. I didn't know it existed until the other day when Figgy basically posted his like bull case for ApeCoin, and then just kind of like, and I respect it because I think we're kind of past the age of this kind of like decentralization theater or whatever it may be. In some cases, it's necessary and true, but he was just like, hey, Ape Church, this casino, it's number 1 in its category as measured on DeFi Llama, number 1 in fees generated, maybe like overall, it was like some insane stat. And he's like, but they need house capital to grow. They need like, you know, a back end to grow. He's like, so I'm going to stake 4 million ape because we have a shitload of it at the ApeCoin Foundation. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I thought that was interesting. That kind of like people say king making is a bad thing. Maybe but in terms of like apps, I don't think that's such a bad thing. Just helping them with their distribution, get their kind of jump start. I don't know. It's obviously very nuanced, but I think that was kind of cool. Let's keep going. Whoa, what the fuck is this? This is horrifying. Horrifying. Ah, stop it. Stop it. All right, the top of these Robinhood wait, there's Robinhood NFTs? Jeez. My gosh. Dude, WAP cards, 5% cashback on WAP ads and Uber, oddly specific. All right, we got 1 minute left. Oh, wait. Stop. Mudang turns 2. Look at her with her little birthday cake. Oh my God. My Shayla. Well, Mudang eating good. All right, let's give a little refresh. 1 minute on the clock. You can now convert your liquid staking rewards for Kona Soul directly into Kona on Solana. Opt in your yield per epoch is used to buy Kona. Enjoy higher yields based on recent market activity, set and forget in TCA into Kona. Damn, they be shipping. They be shipping. They know what they're doing. Dude, I think I don't know. Disclosure my bags, okay? But I've known the Kona team for a long time. They continue to experiment on chain, try interesting, novel things, and push the boundaries. So once again, things I think are very interesting. They're not just doing the same shit that everyone else is doing. They've tried to position themselves as a consumer kind of DeFi company that is a very narrow vertical, not a lot of other people are trying to do. But they're coming out with a game pretty soon. I would encourage everyone to take a look at it. And it is now, granted, this is definitely aimed at the space because it is a game designed by a DeFi team. And so I think that's interesting because it's not like, what if a game designer tried to shove DeFi in their game, which is more often than not what happens. It is what would happen if a DeFi team built a game. I know that sounds like a subtle difference, but alas, and who, we're leaving it on my bags, but it is 9 a.m. So you know the vibes. It is Friday, July 10th. This has been awesome scrolling with you all today. Hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next week. But until next time, as Kuya